and welcome back to Physical Geology. I want to continue on with the syllabus and then look at the lab kit box here. Now, in terms of the approximate grading, we see we have 500 points for exams, 400 points for quizzes, 350 points for homework, 300 points for discussion forums, and then 550 points for lab exercises. So you can see right away that labs are going to be a vital part of this course, and that just emphasizes how the geology lab kit is essential for you to pass this course, right? So you want to get that thing ordered. Now, if you need additional time for test taking, or maybe you can get some note taker or something through Disability and Educational Support Services program here at West Valley College, let me know, and I can arrange for either through the DESP program or through Canvas. I could probably arrange for some extra time on some of those exams. Veterans, we're honored to have you. If you need anything, please let me know. I can make any accommodation that will make or facilitate this course for you. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out. Students' expectations, 10 to 12 hours, really that's kind of more on the lower side. I would expect at least 12 to 15 hours, depending on how much you work. And the way to kind of break it down is if you think about this 4-unit course, 3 units of lecture and 1 unit of lab. So remember, the lab meets 3 hours per week on a regular semester, whereas the lecture also meets 3 hours per week. So that's 6 hours right there, just in course participation. For the lecture course, or the lecture section, every hour you spend in class should equate to 2 hours of homework, right? So that's an additional 6 hours. So just the course plus the homework, well, that's 12 hours alone, right? And so certainly expect to put some time into this course. And like I said earlier, log in at least once a day and work a little bit, and especially the reading assignments and the discussion posts. You want to get those done earlier in the week so that you can give time to other students to reply to your discussions and for you to reply to their discussions. Now, also at West Valley College, there's an e-learning page, and I recommend watching a couple of videos there, and you can hear what other students taking online courses, what their experiences have been, and how much time they put into the course. Now, in terms of your professor, I'll reply to your phone calls, emails, and again, if you need to meet with me, I'm on campus just about every day. Just I can arrange a time to meet you. Now, last day to drop is November 19th with a W. Student attendance policy and academic dishonesty. Well, we're all working hard here, but just be aware that any cheating, any plagiarism will be reported to the academic dean of students. Now, in terms of field trips, there are no field trips for this class. Some of you students are not even in California. For those of you who are nearby, I do offer field trips with my other geology courses. And so I'll let you know when those dates are, and you'll be welcome on those trips if you want to attend. Now, in terms of what you need for this course, obviously a solid internet connection. You need the textbook with the Smartwork5 registration access code, the Geology Lab Kit, Google Earth, and the KMZ files that I'll provide for you. Colored pencils, some of the labs require you to color. Protractor, we'll be measuring angles for a variety of structures, and then a compass for drawing circles. And this is important for the earthquakes lab, and I'm sure there's one lying around your house somewhere. Now, as we go along here, I do have a tentative schedule here, and the first week we'll be doing plate tectonics and chapter 1, as well as a prelude. But the important part of this section here are the labs. Note that first week we're doing this Intro to Science lab, which is more of a worksheet lab, and then we are doing a Google Earth worksheet A, Earth and Sky. And I'll have a video on this to show you how to use the Google Earth program. Now, I want to go back a little bit here and look at this lab kit here and show you my box. kit over here, so you can see it comes in a box like this. eScience Labs. You'll see that it's a West Valley Kit 7021, right? And in this box, basically it's a lab in a box. You'll have all your labs you need for the semester. I do have some additional ones that I put in there, some paper labs that you don't need any material, but to kind of supplement and round off the time, the 54.4 hours. Right. One of the things that I'm going to ask you to do is once you get your geology lab kit from eScience, and again you want to order this as soon as possible, is I'm going to ask you to take a picture of your access code. And here is the access code. It's on the inside cover, the top of the box. You'll send me a picture of that and email it to me, and I'll just to ensure that you have a lab kit, right? And so I've already used this kit, so this one won't help you, but you'll see that with that access code, you'll be able to get to the lab manual and all the labs that are online through eScience Labs, right? One important thing to note, and right off the top here, you're not going to be able to pass this course without a geology lab kit. You'll see that the lab comprises about 30% of the course. Even if you only did the lecture part and had 0% on the lab part, your best possible score would be 70%, and that's if you got 100% on everything, right? So it's really important to do the lab. So now I'd like to transition a little bit here and show you a little bit about the Smartwork5 online homework. So if we go back to our assignments tab here, and then you'll see that we have the Smartwork5 online app that I've added into our Canvas page. When you click on that, it should take you to this page here where you want to load it in a new window. And then you'll come to our textbook website for this classroom, my student site for this class, physical geology. Now, I've only have the express demo up here for you, so I'll kind of work through that one today. But you'll see in the next day or so, I'll have the first week's assignments posted or available to you. Note that each week, each chapter will have a reading quiz along with chapter 1 homework. So there's really 2 items or assignments that go with each chapter. Let's look at the demo quiz. I have it over here. And so this is my preview mode. Now, one of the questions here, the first one is we will see ranking. And some of the questions are going to ask you to look through videos or play with some animations. This one's going to ask you to look through this hydrofracking or fracking video that Stephen Marshak put together. He's an author of your textbook, and I'll let you watch that. I've already seen it, so I can go ahead and answer the questions. So after watching the video, we can look at the answers, right? So here, what's the order of steps involved in hydrofracking, right? So see, we have these circles here. So your job is to drag the order or place the correct order with that goes. So the first thing that happens is that we put packers in place. Fluids are pumped in. Again, this is from the video, and I'm thinking here because I watched it a couple of days ago. And then the pressure is increased, right? So the pressure is increased, and then any pre-existing cracks open up, and that's forcing out this hydrocarbon. So let's see how I did here. Correct, I got them all correct, right? So when you watch a video, you'll see that they have this directional drilling, right? So in this video, you'll see that there's a shale layer. One of the things about shale, it's a sedimentary rock that has a very fine grain size. In fact, we call it mud size. It's so fine that you can't see it with your naked eye. You need a microscope, right? So very fine grains, and so they're packed so closely together that they're very impermeable. In other words, fluids really can't pass through them or escape from them. So what fracking involves is through the directional drilling, they drill into that impermeable shale layer, which has the hydrocarbons in it. And then they put these, once they drill a hole out, they put these packers in there, which basically creates like a cavity in there that you can pressurize. They pump fluids in there. Those fluids crack the rock, right? Allowing remember it's impermeable. Now you're adding permeability, and now you can those fluids can escape. So you'll watch the video there. Let's do let's do another question here. So this second one also involves hydrofracking, and then and oh yeah, this is a good one I want to point out here. So some of the questions are a little tricky, because when I first took this, I missed some only because I didn't read the directions carefully. And so note that some of the questions are multiple select. So in other words, you may have to choose more than one or more, right? And note that here it says disadvantages, so it's plural, which means there's probably more than one. And so one of the problems or disadvantages of hydrofracking is that they use a lot of water, right? They use a lot of water, and obviously no one's working underground, only drills are. Let's see, it's and the video mentions that it's labor intensive. I remember that. So let's see how I did here. Good, right? So I got those two correct. So there's a couple of examples. So you can see as you go along here, you'll be answering questions. Let's do another one here. See if I remember this one as well. And this one involves looking at the Pu'o'o volcanic crater in Hawaii. So the Pu'o'o is an active vent along Kilauea volcano on the Big Island. And then they want you to pay special attention to the video at the beginning. And so what's the question here? Oh yeah, so one of the things you'll see about this lava in the video, it's very fluid. And fluid lavas tend to have lower silica content. And silica, think of this SI for silica, is what makes the lava viscous and clumpy. And lavas that are felsic are explosive, if you think about Pinatubo when it erupted, or you've probably seen the video of Vesuvius erupting, the Italian volcano, Vesuvius. And so that's a felsic volcano, very explosive. Hawaiian volcanoes, mild, because they're composed of a rock that's basalt. It has lots of magnesium and iron. So think of the M as magnesium and F as iron. So mafic lavas are basalt, very fluid, mild. In fact, you can go and observe the Hawaiian volcanoes because they're not very explosive, right? You can even pay somebody to take you in a helicopter over the erupting volcano. You would never want to do that in a felsic volcano, but mafic volcanoes are okay. So again, you can see how we're going along there. I got that one correct. And so you'll either look at videos. Let's go back to Smartwork here, and I did want to show you one on these glaciers. Yeah, so some of the questions are going to have you play around with an animation. So here are some glaciers, right? So let's click on this and we'll play around with this animation. So in the glacier, the zone of accumulation is where the glacier is getting larger, right? And so we'll zoom out a little bit here. And so if I increase how much snowfall is coming, right, I see that the glacier swells and expands and also moves more rapidly, right? So you can play around with this. Let's look at another topic. Let's look at the base of the glacier.
Click on the base of the glacier.
And again, if we make the base of the glacier a rough surface, you can see right away that the glacier slows down, right? Usually the glacier over time will kind of smooth the basement, right? But if we make the temperature warmer, what's going to happen? It'll increase the velocity. Note that there's more water down here. If we make it colder, it's going to decrease the velocity, right? So we can play around with these factors here to show us what's going on in terms of velocity. And again, that's another type of quiz or animation that you'd expect to do in the Smartwork. So again, Smartwork reading quizzes, homework assignments. There's going to be some interaction, which is something I like about this Smartwork homework assignment. Now, let's stop here for now.